Cebu, good evening Philippines. Open mic is back from a very long hiatus, and tonight I'm very excited because I have a very, very dear friend who is part of a business organization that is changing the landscape in Cebu. She is also very fit and fabulous. LIM-MULLER. Hi, Bridget.
Hello, Mike. Hello, everyone. Good evening to Cebu and the viewers of Open Mic. Thank you for having me tonight. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Welcome.
To you. Salamat.
Finally, we're doing this.
Exactly. So we're very excited to share this,
conversation.
Conversation with you guys.
So, for those who follow my Facebook and are familiar with Eric Lim, she is the younger sister.
Thank you, Mike. This is why I love you.
I don't know why Eric calls you Atsi, because it just doesn't make sense.
Because my birth certificate says I'm older than him.
You know, a lot of people have problems with their birth certificates. Apparently, you're also one of them.
That's a good problem.
You should tell your mom, who's a lawyer.
I will.
So wait, Bridge. So tell us, tell the viewers of Open Mic here on My TV more about you. Just a brief introduction, just like we're having a job interview.
Okay.
Bridge, tell us more about yourself.
Well, it's pretty intimidating having a bunch of lights and cameras facing my way. But my name is Brigitte. I'm a mom, and I'm also I'd like to say womanpreneur, because I want to encourage more women entrepreneurs. And I'm also a fitness advocate, so I'm a Spartan athlete. So I join
as it shows, because she's a mother, by the way. So
I join obstacle course races. So that's one of my passions. I love traveling. I love food.
You just finished, speaking of obstacle races, you just finished one in Luzon.
Yeah, I finished one in Pampanga. That was a couple weekends ago, and we did the Beast. So that was 21 kilometers and 30 obstacles. So, and we were running through Lahar.
Oh my gosh.
Super hot, but it's a lot of fun.
I can just post like Instagram stuff.
Well, I plan to bring you next time. So be prepared.
Pohon.
Pohon.
So, sorry to interrupt you. You were saying?
So yeah, I'm a mom of a 3.5-year-old son who's the love of my life. And
cute.
He is very cute. And what keeps me occupied is, of course, my time with him, and then work, and then my athletic training. So, and my friends as well. So I'm a very ordinary person, Mike.
No, you are absolutely not. You have parents who are very supportive, no? And I think I've seen how they've delegated, no, and entrusted to you and your brother, Eric, the business, and it's quite diverse. No?
Yeah.
But before we talk about what you guys do, what you personally do as part of the top line group of companies, who are you more like? Are you like your mom more, or are you like your dad more?
Well, my mom is a lawyer and my dad's a businessman, and so ever since we were kids, all of us have been groomed to have that discipline as professionals, and so education was such a big part of our lives growing up. And so I think I would say I'm 50-50. So I have that sense of business that I got from my dad, and I'm very good at arguing or talking because of my mom. So.
But you are a Corominas.
I am.
Your maiden name is Brigitte Corominas Lim.
Correct, yes.
And the Corominases are known to be, the Corominas women are known to be very feisty.
He's so good.
But, am I correct? I mean, of all your siblings, you would be the least feisty like your mom.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So I would say 80% my dad and 20% my mom, probably.
Yeah, I think I see that. But speaking of education, your siblings, you're all I'm sure your parents are very proud. You're all very successful in your own right. No one rested on their laurels.
Yeah.
No one just agreed to be handed things on a silver platter.
Yeah.
You all tried to carve your own niche.
Yeah. We pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps. So I'm the oldest, and then after me, she's a fiscal in Talisay.
Prosecutor.
So Alice, a prosecutor in Talisay.
And she's married to the esteemed Justice Ingles of the Court of Appeals.
Yes. And then Eric, who's also in business like me, and then my other sister is a doctor, Doreen.
Yes.
And then the youngest sister, Mikey, is actually taking the bar exam this month.
Wow.
So yeah,
good luck.
she just finished. Yeah, thank you.
See, professionals and businessmen and jurists. Wow, and your mom is a lawyer
Yeah.
and a politician
And a politician. Correct,
who
yeah.
is very stubborn and headstrong
Very strong, very feisty.
in trying to
very
fight for
passionate.
what she
Justice.
believes is right, no?
That's correct.
And in a very, let's say, contentious city.
Yeah. that's
Because
correct.
you're part Cebuano and you're part
From Ozamis.
Ozamisnon.
Correct, yes.
But that's geography. But in terms of lineage, you're part Spanish and part Chinese.
Chinese, Spanish, Filipino, yeah.
Yes.
correct.
So, which influence do you think weighs heavily on you? Which of those sides?
You mean like personally or professionally?
You can freely dichotomize as
Why?
you wish.
I think because we grew up in Ozamis, it's more my Chinese side, and because we were at such young age exposed at my dad's business. So
Which is it's a mall.
Yeah, a mall in Ozamis.
Is it the first in Ozamis?
One of the oldest, so I would say the first because it's about 40 years old,
Wow.
I believe. Yeah.
The mall.
Yeah.
GG Mall, no?
GG Mall, yeah. So when we were younger, we would go to school, and then after school, we'd have to spend a couple of hours in the mall. You know, like we would sit in the cashier's register.
Cash
yeah,
register.
Cash
Yeah.
register.
Yeah. Cashier, whatever.
Yeah, cash register. Yeah. I'd have my abacus there. I'm kidding. We didn't have abacus, but we were taught at a very young age the value of hard work
Yes.
and discipline, and so we carried that with us through the years.
The people who deal with you, your brother, and I deal with your brother a lot. We're friends. We're very good friends, but also professionally.
Yeah.
And I see that I testify to that sense of professionalism, and a lot of people give very good feedback when they deal with you guys. You know, you pay on time. You know, all these things.
Thank you.
Very
That's
professional.
a good thing.
So people like to do business with you guys, and like I always say, it's really a matter of upbringing. Who was the disciplinarian?
My mom was a very strict disciplinarian
Why am I not surprised?
because she's Spanish.
With a Spanish temper.
Yes, with a Spanish temper. So when we were young, like, we had to shut our mouths and just.
I hope Tita Connie is watching. So, I know that after university, you went to the U.S. How long were you there?
I was there for about 8 years. Yeah, so for most.
Did you
of
work
my-
there?
Yeah, so my husband and I started a business there, and so that's also where I learned. I put to use my business skills as well, and it was extremely hard because we really had to start from scratch. But
Which state were you
We were
based?
in Illinois
Okay.
for a few years, and then we moved to California. So it was very challenging having to start without knowing anybody,
Correct.
right? And so, but it was a very good learning experience, and that's when I really learned how to rely on myself. So when I came back to the Philippines, I learned all these skills, being able to talk to people, self-confidence, reliance, and efficiency. So yeah,
It was a good
life-changing
training.
experience, yeah.
But your degree is really in business.
Political science.
Oh!
Yeah, so I graduated
I didn't know
from
that.
UP Cebu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Political science.
Yeah, yeah.
So politics is really in your
Runs in our blood, yeah.
Yeah, we were doing a quick genealogy search study, no? And the Corominas, as it turns out, who are actually from Catalan, a lot of them are either in shipping
Okay.
or are in politics.
Okay.
So it's really in
It's
the
really in the
genes.
lineage, yeah.
So from your mom's side.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, and then what made you decide to come back?
Well, I got pregnant, and I wanted my child to be with family. And it's also a lot easier too, because over there it's good when you're single, but when you have a family, it's best to be around grandparents and also
Correct.
aunts and uncles. And yeah, and also Eric called me and asked me to help with the family business. And so like, yes, I'll do it. I'll help.
So he can travel more and leave all the responsibility in your able hands.
The operations.
Now he gets to travel a lot more.
Yeah, but we have a good synergy.
Yes.
So I hear a lot, when siblings work together, there's that strife sometimes because sometimes the visions aren't aligned. But with me and Eric, we just have this good synergy together. So
Yeah, because from my experience working with Eric, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a genuinely nice guy,
Yeah.
and I see the same in you. So
Thank you.
how can you not have that synergy? But so what's your dynamic like? Who?
Well, he's my boss. right? But then he also, so he asks me for my opinions, and then he also takes into account opinions of other members of the team, right? So
He's actually very democratic.
yeah, he is. And then he's the visionary of the group, of the business, and so I do more day-to-day nitty-gritty tasks. So it's a great compliment because then he looks and gets to see the whole picture, and I get to break it down into little pieces.
That's interesting because now I see the dynamic. Because Eric and I do some stuff as part of the Top Line group, which is the energy and the one that we recently registered
Top Line Global.
in the UK. Yes, congratulations to us. And then when people ask, so what's your dynamic? Because I'm a free spirit. Very methodical when it comes to my job in government and other responsibilities. But generally, I'm very what do you call this? Bohemian, I guess.
Bohemian.
A boho, like my dad.
Chill.
Very chill. So our friend Wen asked, so how do you make it work? I said, maybe he's the prime minister and I'm the queen.
You're the queen, exactly.
And you're
very important responsibilities. Waving to the public.
But anyway, so in this so if he's the prime minister, you're the most important minister.
I hope so.
You're the most important.
I hope so.
Yeah, because you actually help implement the vision.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about what you guys do, Top Line? There are others, because I'm familiar with the other businesses, but everything else.
Okay.
Because like I introduced you, your company is responsible for changing the game. No? A lot of game-changing innovations in Cebu, in particular.
Yeah. So we're a young company, Top Line group of companies, and we have different business subsidiaries. So one is Top Line Business, which we do fuel distribution, and then another aspect of it is Top Line Marina, where because of the traffic situation in Cebu, that's inspired us to actually purchase a couple of vessels, and now we have 2 passenger boats flying from Mactan to Pier 3. So shameless plug, but 30 minutes lang from Mactan to Pier 3 Cebu. And so now we also have port development projects.
So wait, before we continue, it's from Mactan at the back of Island Central Mall, which is a mall owned by your dad's family.
Correct. Yes. So it's a family-owned business as well.
And so there's a port there.
Yeah.
And
the port there is Mactan Wharf, where the boats are. And so the boats fly from Mactan to Pier 3.
Which is where Galleria is.
Correct, yes.
So it really helps students and
students, commuters,
MEPS workers.
MEPS workers, absolutely. And so we're also planning to open a couple of routes, one in Opon, Muelle, and also we're building a port in Iloan. So hopefully in third quarter 2020 we'll be able to launch that too. And so we'll be able to serve passengers coming from the north and also from the south.
That's very important because from my perspective, also as a commissioner of the Port Authority, there's a lot that can be done using our waterways to decongest Metro Cebu, and a lot of the buildup that happens in Mandaue is because of the what's it called? This is the commuters from the north.
Yeah.
A lot of the workers in MEPS actually live in Consolacion and Iloan.
That's true.
So if they're able to bypass that Mandaue gridlock,
a lot of time.
Yes. And for everyone else who still decides for everyone else like us who decide to still use the roads, then it'll be more.
So we're an archipelagic country, so it would just make sense to use the water system, as a means for transportation. So we're definitely developing that.
It's very exciting, but. I didn't realize that time is up. It's time to pause for a short break. We'll continue. We'll continue with a conversation with gorgeous Bridge LIM-MULLER.
Dynamic Lopez. See you
after this short break. Open mic. We'll be right back. Back here at Open Mic with Bridget, but I call her Bridge, LIM-MULLER. So Bridge, you were saying, enumerating all the exciting projects and areas of business, Top Line Group.
Okay. So aside from Top Line Marina, where we're into vessel operations and port development projects, we recently launched Top Line Global, which is our investment arm based in the UK. Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah, I'm part of that.
Yes, he is. He's been an essential part of the group.
Just that and energy.
And energy.
Marina.
Yeah, not part of Marina. Topline Global, and of course Topline Energy, which is a huge opportunity, a huge business development for the Philippines.
So basically for Topline Global, because people also ask, we're excited because Eric, Bridge, and I, we're excited. And Marie Fairbank, who's watching, hi Marie,
Hi,
saying that you
Marie.
will be our future model because when we launched it, it coincided with London Fashion Week, and my sister Bianca, she modeled,
she's
and
gorgeous.
brother-in-law Justin, and then because we brought what's his name,
Philip
Tampos there, he also did a collection for the launch of Topline Global in the House of Lords in the British Parliament, you know, and that's the Palace of Westminster.
Yeah.
So we launched it. You know, people ask, what it's about. It's just really making sure that we have, when the opportunities are there and they're ripe, we have something set up in advance, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we're all
saying,
and we're also very lucky that we're working with very dynamic and very forward-thinking partners, right? So we're a family business, so our values stem from service, service to humanity, service to mankind. So when I talk to Eric and I ask him about his vision, he always says we have to do business that helps people, right? Because that's the only way that we can give back, by being able to share our vision by helping others too. So this is why Topline Marina came into fruition, Topline Energy as well. So we will be able to provide renewable energy needs to the country soon. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
And also Topline Global too.
So, what I noticed with you guys, when Eric and I meet after a meeting, we always end our day with a nightcap. And you're very similar because it's always about, it's not just fun, right? It's not just fun and just meaningless chatter and laughter.
Yeah.
But we always talk about things that are constructive.
Yeah.
We rarely talk about people.
Yeah.
We talk about people in relation to
the
ideas.
business. Yeah,
In
exactly.
relation to ideas and who can help us. Bring things to. Make things a reality.
Yeah.
And it's always in that context.
Yeah.
And it's always so positive.
Exactly.
So and like you mentioned, Topline Energy. Next week is going to be very.
I know,
exciting.
we have a full schedule.
So make or break for us.
Yeah.
So hopefully, pray for us.
Which is lucky, guys.
So we're partners with Accelerate. Energy.
Correct, yes.
Eric and I, your brother and I, were just in
Houston.
to have our ceremonial signing with Accelerate
Yes.
Energy, which pioneered the FSRU model, the floating storage regasification unit of liquefied natural gas, which is clean energy.
Yes,
and we
correct.
just received a partnership with Accelerate and Topline Energy. I just received a notice to proceed last month from the Department of Energy. So
Congratulations to us. Yes.
So much to look forward to.
So much to look forward
work to do.
Yeah. That's a good problem though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're able to comply with all the necessary permits and regulations, regulatory requirements
Correct,
of DOE and other government bodies in the next 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
So that's something that we will
all work together to make happen. Yeah.
So anyway, but of all the areas that Topline has invested in, set up a business in, what is the closest to your heart?
Topline Marina is closest to my heart because it's a personal issue for me, because I live in Banawa and then I travel all the way to Mactan for work, and then it takes so much time for me to do that. So it used to take me a couple hours at the worst, right? And when I'd get home at night, my son Bodhi would be asleep. And so I leave for work early in the morning, I get home really late, and I don't have time for him. And so when the family got together to talk about this, like, oh, if I'm experiencing this and you're experiencing this, there must be other people going through the same problem too. How can we solve this since we have the means and the resources? And so since we launched Topline Marina, we've been getting so much feedback on our Facebook page. People thanking us, people thanking us for putting up this business to help them.
I remember when there was a time, I think there was a tropical depression of some sort. It was so windy. We were in Manila, and I would just see it on Facebook. Some people were asking, because I think was it Marina or Coast Guard that forbade,
because of choppy waters.
Tanciano, no? So I think they forbid all the shipping lines, all the vessels from flying that route. And I would read comments asking, when are you resuming your operations?
You know, so it's because businesses are institutions, but it's run by the people behind it, and we are also fueled by the people who we serve. Right? And so when we hear feedback from our customers, our passengers, and that also fuels us to do better.
That's what's great about social media.
Yeah, exactly. There's immediate feedback, there's instantaneous feedback from people.
A decade ago, 2 decades ago, businesses didn't have this kind of instant feedback mechanism.
Yeah, and businesses have the responsibility to be responsive to their customers' needs as well. So we try to do that. You know.
Yeah, and always for me, the best businesses are those that see a problem, and when they see a problem, they see an opportunity. Crisis and opportunity. It's often said, I'm not sure if it's true. Maybe it's one of those early fake news, before they even coined the term fake news. They say that the Chinese character, you're better at Chinese than I am. They say that the Chinese character for crisis is very similar to the Chinese character for opportunity. I'm not sure if it's true, but I always hear motivational speakers say that. But regardless whether it's true or not, it's correct. You know?
For every problem, there's about 10 solutions. Now the challenge is how to find the best solution
that can be monetized.
Exactly.
That can be monetized. You help people while earning.
And it's not a problem. Like people say, if you earn money, then
that's not exploitative.
Exactly. It's hard-earned money, and it also helps.
Correct.
Helps people. So.
And I guess with the marina, and I think other players are also doing the same thing, whether competing route or a different route. And I guess it's really helping a lot of commuters, students, factory workers who live from even down south. No? And I guess it's better because there they can estimate. Compared to traffic, you're gonna risk.
There's an accident. Then you know it. You're stuck on the road for.
But here, from Mactan to Cebu City or vice versa, it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes when we go with the current, and 35 minutes when we go against the current. So, where it's against the current, sometimes I'm against the current, so you have to so it takes a little more time, 5 minutes more. So.
Which one is against the current? Which route?
I don't know the answer to that question. I'll get back to you on that.
Maybe it's the one going to Mactan, no?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on the wind side. I don't think it's constant.
True. That's true. So anyway, so that's your favorite.
That's my favorite. It's challenging because it's operationally very diverse. So and I'm dealing with very good agencies, Marina, CPA, Coast Guard. So.
I mentioned earlier about genealogy, and I'm always a very passionate advocate of family trees, knowing your heritage.
History,
because at least that way you know what to do and what not to do, learning from your ancestors' mistakes. And it also explains some of our quirks, some of our interests, our passions. Oh, no wonder I like this, or no wonder I don't like this. And when we did that search initially, because we were planning to go to Spain, you and your brother and myself, I said, you're from Catalan, and what I saw was the Corominases have always been in shipping or port development as soon as they returned here. And then your mom, interestingly, 2 months ago, when they were in Barcelona, which is where Catalan is, Barcelona is in Catalan, that's what they found out. That's what they found out.
So we're in line. We're in line with their heritage.
Some of your long lost cousins in Barcelona or in that area of Spain
also in shipping as
are still in shipping to this day. So you should partner with them, I guess.
So it's like we're coming full circle with our family lineage.
Of a yacht club or something.
Oh wow!
So these are things that people take for granted, but I guess it'll help. Right? It's one of my quirks. Speaking of quirks, what's your quirk?
Oh my gosh, my quirk. I get pretty intense. I think that's my quirk. So when I work, I get really into it. When I do my Spartan training, I get really into it. So I'm not afraid of intensity. So and I learned this at the ripe age of 36. So there are lessons you learn yearly, and the one big thing that I learned was, when we have our comfort bubble, and you know, you like to bounce inside your bubble because that's your comfort zone. What I've learned is the more you bump against your bubble is the more growth you do, the more growth you have. So I tend to bump against that bubble more and more. So
my bubble will be a tiny bubble.
let me broaden your bubble, Mike.
That corny joke, but,
okay. According to Tony Robbins, that's how, because sometimes
who is Tony Robbins? I'm sorry.
Tony Robbins is a motivational coach. So he coaches Warren Buffett, top athletes, you know, Barack Obama. And so Tony Robbins says that
Barack is coaching?
Yeah, can you imagine? And so this guy, Tony Robbins, and I listen to him when I feel unmotivated. So he has YouTube channels, YouTube videos. So he says,
cute?
He's very cute.
Oh, okay.
He has a very commanding presence. Tony Robbins.
Okay.
So one of the best ways to grow and to actually be happy is to constantly learn. You know, and because when you're learning something new, you feel that sense of self-satisfaction that you're growing, right? Yeah.
I agree. So your quirk is you get very intense.
Yeah.
But you somehow use that channel from that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Intensity.
Yeah.
And build on something.
Yeah, like I tend, because people ask me, how are you a mom? How are you an athlete? How are you an entrepreneur? Like, how do you juggle all of it?
Yes,
you know,
so
like, yeah, like, I like it. I love it. You know, like I can't imagine my life without doing multiple things that inspires me, that, you know, excites me. You know?
My friend Sheila Solomon, she met you when we had dinner in Haishin back in September when I hosted a dinner for you.
That was a very sweet dinner.
Again.
Nice.
Sheila messaged me a few days after. She said, you know, I really love Bridget's energy. She's so positive. And I completely agree. You're very positive.
Thank you.
But I'd like to know, do you have any regrets? Are there times when you sit there and wallow a bit and look back at things that either you didn't do or you should have done? Do you have those thoughts?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you mind me asking what those regrets are? You can name a few. Or one major regret?
Probably, I don't know, probably following my heart at the wrong time. You know, and so later na nahugot lang na siya. But that was a very hard lesson, and it took me a couple of years to actually fully recover and recognize the importance and the value of that life lesson. You know,
but then again, despite that seeming regret or what you would consider a regret, you have a beautiful baby boy.
I do. Right? Yeah. So I can't regret things that happened, but my lesson in life is to actually be able to recognize my choices, right? That I am not a victim. Why are you smiling like that?
Your mom just messaged.
Hi, Mom.
Mike, ARF. Hi, Tita Connie. Attorney Connie Lim.
Hi, Mom. ARF pa yun.
Anyway, that was so cute. So you were saying?
Yeah, I got lost. So I think
no regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. Recognize that you are not a victim of your circumstance. You know, and if you do have that feeling of that overwhelming feeling of loss and regret, recognize that you have the power to take it back, right? Because you have the choice to, you have your choice. You wake up every day and you have the choice to actually be productive, be happy, or be unproductive and wallow in sorrow. So just choose. You always have multiple choices every day.
Speaking of these choices, I'm very curious at what point in your life you felt the lowest. But before you answer that, you have to pause for another break. Open mic will be right back with Bridge.
So,
Muller report.
The Muller.
We're back here at Open Mic, and we're a bit more personal.
We're digging deeper.
From business to what's more personal. So, Bridge, is there a time in your 30 plus years existence? Oh my gosh, you're really your mom's daughter.
A woman has to have secrets, Mike.
Can I just digress for a bit? Of course, I'm not gonna say Bridget's mom's age, but she's so funny because she's a lawyer. So one time in court, since she didn't really want to give her age, and the judge was asking for her personal circumstances, so she was asked what her age was, and her response was of legal age, and that's perfect. It's a perfect response.
Legit answer,
Yes,
son.
yes, so you are of legal age.
I am of legal age. I have been for a while.
So yes, throughout your time here on Earth, what has been what would you consider your lowest point?
You know, I used to be very self-conscious when sharing this information because I know a lot of people can this can result into judgment. But over the years, I've gotten more comfortable and I guess braver. So I get the lowest point of my life was probably my separation with my ex-husband, with whom I've been married to for about 8 years.
No.
So that was low.
That's
That
very
was
brave,
hard.
really, to openly talk about it like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
So-
not everything is meant to
Correct.
last.
True, and we're civil. We're actually friends. We have a better relationship now that we're friends and we're co-parenting our son than we were when we were actually married.
That's
So
good to know.
yeah, so it's important to recognize that love changes, but it's still love, just in a different way.
And how did you transition out of that? And what did you have to do?
We had to give ourselves time, you know, to heal, and then slowly, because we had to put our son in the middle of everything, and that I guess focused our intention into becoming better parents for him.
And like I
Yeah.
said, at the end of the day, you look at Bodhi and
Yes, he's such
no
a happy
regrets.
baby.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Buyag yun.
Buyag
My evil eye here. So, okay. Aside from being an awesome mom, and I see it for myself, and being a businesswoman, what else do you do to keep you busy, to keep you fit, to keep you happy and positive,
Well,
and very Pollyanna?
oh yeah.
It's such a I'm a Pollyanna too. And as our friend Rion Palacios would
Hi,
say,
Rion.
you're always so positive, it's unnerving. that's how he attacks me, which is fine because it's true. I plead guilty.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being positive, right? You know?
Overly optimistic.
yeah.
But yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic, exactly. You know, we're humans, and life is just a roller coaster. It's so cliche, but it's up and down, and you really can't avoid it. You know, hormones, emotions, memories, experiences. It just happens, and then you're up, you're down. So you just deal with it. You just roll with it. You just ride the wave of life.
Correct.
And so that's what you do.
There's this thing I read. You have to be a strategic optimist. Strategic optimist and practical pessimist. Or something.
Practical pessimist. That
I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
Google it. I'm
That
gonna
makes
Google it.
sense.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
Google it. I
We'll
forget.
get back to you on that.
So that's what you do. Anything else that you wanna do aside from, because of course you're running a business with your brother, with your family, you're expanding, venturing into uncharted territory, changing the game. But for you, for yourself, what are your dreams? Because we shouldn't stop dreaming.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
the moment we stop dreaming, we become old,
Yeah, that's
and we
true.
don't want to be
will-
old,
We will never be old.
right?
Yeah, so I have to share this story. So one time I lost, I forgot my password, right? And you know when they ask
Which
you,
is what happened to me
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah. But then they ask you when they ask you a secret question, you know. And so my secret question was, when do you?
Is
wanna,
this? I hope it's not your secret question
no,
now.
it's
Okay.
not. It's like, when do you want to retire, right? And then I completely forgot because I set up this email address 8 years ago. And so I'm like, okay, first thing that came to my mind was I never want to retire. And that worked, right? And so that
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm saying that because in my mind I never want to stop growing. So I can imagine myself being 67 years old, still being actively, committed, an active member, participating in society and community. So personally, I want to be a good mom to my son. It's challenging, but I'm learning every day, with enough love, and he's surrounded with so much love around him. So for that, I want to be a good mom to him. I want to be a great entrepreneur, a fair entrepreneur, because for me, I believe that the only way a vision grows is when you're sharing your vision with other people, right? And so if it's a vision shared with only a few people, then the vision is limited. But when you're able to share it with a community, then that's how you expand. That's how you're able to grow, and you get people excited to be part of that.
Okay.
So I want to be an entrepreneur, and I never want to stop growing. I never want to stop expanding, and to also just, as long as God gives me enough health, energy, long life, hopefully, Also my love life, then I will be happy. I have very simple needs, Mike.
Do you still want to have more kids?
Yes and no.
Really?
Yeah, yes and
whichever,
no.
Whichever.
Yeah.
You're open.
I'm open to it, yeah.
Will you get married again?
I want to get married again. Of course.
Well, what's your pet peeve? What makes you pissed off? What pisses you off?
Germs piss me off.
No, with people.
With people, I think when people aren't true to their intentions, or when they aren't, I guess when they lie, that is a big pet peeve for me.
And how do you deal with it?
I try to catch them and I try to be frank with them, right? Kaya karo naman kayo, sometimes baklaro na, so just tell me the truth, in whatever situation that is, right? And my second pet peeve is people who, I guess, are insensitive to other people's needs, right? So
like they're the only one who exists.
Exactly, yeah. They're all connected, I think, so we're connected. Like you and me, we're talking right now, and people are listening right now to us. They're actually, I hope they're learning something and they're feeling that connectedness between us as well. So we're part of the same world, the same universe.
Same circle of life.
Same circle of life.
Char.
Your boho coming out.
I can't suppress it. So, are you spiritual? Religious? Are you...
I would call myself a functional spiritualist.
What is that?
So I'm open to... I grew up Roman Catholic, but I'm open to other spiritual teachings, right? So I'm more Buddhist, I was...
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I was vegetarian for about 8 years, and then so now I eat... I was vegetarian for 8 years, and then I slowly got back to being pescatarian, eating fish. And so now I have about an 80% vegetable diet. So I
80% and 20% is meat.
Now, yeah.
Any meat?
So, well, mostly beef. I don't do a lot of pork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Not for any health reason, because obviously.
Zinc, we're coming your way. Daddy Z, I'm taking Mike with me.
You know what? You're probably the third person to invite me to do that, to like spin.
Yeah. It's their 3rd year anniversary tonight.
When I drink, my head spins. Does that count?
It does not count.
It should. I'm sure you burn some calories there.
I'm sure, yeah. We're lifting the glass.
Lifting the glass and then, oh my god. So, that's your. So that's basically your perspective. What's the most common misconception about you?
That I am intimidating.
It sounds like a slum book.
Flames,
Your crush. I do flames until now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You never grow old.
You never grow, exactly. So I think a lot of people think I'm intimidating because of my, the way I conduct myself, but I'm actually very silly. And the people closest to me, you for instance, you know how kalog I can get.
Yes.
Right? So I'm very playful.
But between you and Eric, who is stricter? I'm curious because I think when I look at your...
What do you think?
When I look at the 5 of you siblings, the 2 of you would probably be in the more docile extreme, right? Doreen would probably be more feisty.
Yeah. Green, Bang, and Mike.
Yes, right. And then you would be on the other end of that. You'd be more like your dad in terms of being docile.
Yeah.
But who is more strict? Who is not in the far extreme?
Me. I am more strict.
Really?
Yeah, it's also because I have to deal with operations, right? So I have to be on point. So I can't, and Eric,
it's Mr. Congeniality.
Yeah, he's the vision guy, he's the vision guy.
It's like, oh, blah, blah. When he gets mad, one time, he got mad at someone. So I knew that it was really something that if I were in his shoes, I would like flip out. And he was like, ay, lagi yan. That's it. That's it. I wanted to be angry for him. Like a whimper. So anyway, not a wimp, but
Yeah. No, Eric handles Eric's very cordial, right? So he's very strict but different. Me, I'm strict, but I also have sort of a temper. So mas easier mo gawa sa ako. I guess also being a woman, I'm very
Corominas
as well.
woman.
Yes. So yeah, but
so anything that in the past that you wanted to do, this is not a regret, that you started doing, but you put on hold because of family, or because of responsibilities to the family business, that you wanna continue, at your own pace.
Okay. Well, when I was 28, that's when I met Brian, and then I moved to the States for about 8 years. So I was in the States for a number of years, and so I wasn't able to be part of the family business. So as soon as I got back, I was able to immerse myself into the business again.
Yeah.
So murag I felt na naputulog ko siya, but I was still doing business in the States, just not with the family. So I regret not being able to grow the family business.
So for you, the unfinished business is literally this business
Correct.
that you're helping run.
Correct, which is why I have so much energy to
for
give
it.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's not it won't become a regret at some
No,
point.
I feel like it's becoming full circle for me, right? And I'm grateful for this chance.
If there's another industry that the top line group would like to venture into, and that you personally believe you should venture into, what would you propose to the board, to Eric, to?
Well, we know tourism is a sunshine industry in Cebu, right? In the Philippines. So, and I also love traveling. I love experiencing new places.
Yes.
So I would suggest to the board of Top Line to go into tourism, of course, and not just the normal, regular, like let's promote this, but actually help tourists, both foreign and local, enjoy different places in the Philippines. So.
And you should host a show. Because I heard Neil Pepito,
Okay.
he wanted him to do something like something of a
lifestyle show?
Yeah, something of that sort, a lifestyle show for my TV.
Okay.
It's just an idea. I'm not sure if it's very serious, and they were looking for a partner. And since that's something you're suggesting,
Nag-connect her di ay.
yes, you should. You should definitely, so that next time I'll be your guest
That would be awesome.
on what to eat in Cebu.
sing.
Yeah. food, the food
Okay,
aspect.
food, okay, and travel. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Larshan and let's bring Eric because
Okay.
he pretends that he's been there.
I love Eric. I'm really grateful that he's my business partner and also my brother.
Correct.
So the thing that a lot of people don't know about him is Eric is always thinking of the family, thinking of his friends, thinking of his loved ones.
But you changed the topic. We're talking about a perspective show for you, so that you can add another hyphen.
Okay. Well, my
Mother, entrepreneur, fitness advocate, and lifestyle host.
lifestyle host. It's you, Mike. How can I say no?
I'm proposing it. I'm actually officially,
Oh my goodness.
formally proposing it.
Okay.
You and DJ
Mike.
Neil. I think it's a perfect pair
Right.
for a TV show. He's into music, yachting, and he's one of
Okay.
Cebu's first, not first, but one of Cebu's favorite DJs.
Yeah.
From the Bay era pa until
Yeah.
now to that we have F.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm interested.
Yeah, and he's very fit like you, and then you're in business and an
As long
entrepreneur.
as you're our first guest.
Huh?
As long as you're our first guest.
Oh, it would be my honor. Diba? What would be a title? What would be a good title for a show, if ever?
Exploring the unknown parts of Cebu. No, that's so cliche. I don't know. Well, lifestyle. Destination lifestyle? I don't know. I mean, come on, it's extemporaneous. Give me a break.
sorry. I'm just suddenly excited for the.
Exploring Cebu with you. I don't know. With you.
It's
the
so
public.
romantic. This is very platonic.
With you, the viewers, diba? Okay, a lot of people don't get to go outside and experience, Can I
Nalipong
travel?
noon ko kalit.
Go
I
white
need
flower,
more-
come on.
No, this is different. Try it.
What's this?
It's from Taiwan.
Oh wow.
Show.
It's green oil.
Yeah, smell it.
It smells like
Like it has
eucalyptus
camphor,
and, yeah.
whatever, and then like cola even.
Yeah. It's
No?
cola, yeah. For soft
So maybe
Right.
Eric should try this.
drink. Just him with one, with a big
Well,
bottle.
I'm gonna order because it's all the way from Taiwan. Anyway, thank you for
Thank you for having me.
accepting my invitation.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
And finally, we've done it. Anything else you would like to say to the Cebuano public who've been eavesdropping?
With eavesdropping. First, thank you for spending time with us. You have countless other things to do on a Friday evening, but you decided to spend it with Mike and I. So we appreciate that, and we hope in our short conversation you've learned something. And parting words. I don't know. I'm not a Sampo na sad. Well, Mike's staring at me, right? This like gleeful look in his eyes. I guess just be happy. Just choose your life, because you wake up each day and you have the choice to actually choose the outcome of the life that you want to live. So own it. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. That was candidate number 5.
I want world peace too.
So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Brigitte LIM-MULLER, and I hope you enjoy our new set.
Backdrop.
Yes, and
Very professional looking.
yeah, I'm a sportscaster or something.
Yeah,
And at least Brigitte was the one to baptize.
yeah. Thank you, Mike. It was such a pleasure.
I hope to see you next time. We're finally back from a very long hiatus, and we air daily on MyTV channel 30, and in Parasat cable in Mindanao channel 28. So this has been Mike Lopez. Thank you. This has been another edition of Open Mic. Good night and Godspeed.